have more than 1/3 of the members of the Rules Committee, you can call for a hearing. And we have a petition signed by 11 of our Democratic members calling for a hearing on redistricting. And you know, it's really an appropriate time. We've gone through 2 straight with redistrictings in '92 and in 2002 with Senator Skelos at the helm, and they were done in-house and unfairly, I might add. And it's time to make a change. It's time to pass an independent redistricting bill, the one presented by the governor, or the one presented by Senator Daenerys as well, either one. And but it's time, and there's no better time than the present.
I'd just like to add that there can be no clearer indication of how the Senate majority thinks about these things than Senator Libous' own comments this morning when he said, "Don't hold us to a promise." That was made during the heat of a campaign, which says to us, we say, you know, their opinion is they can say one thing to get elected and do another after the election, and somehow that's business as usual and not a problem for them. Times have changed. The message has to be sent that the days of promising one thing and doing another are over. We have a number of bills that are going through the Senate on a daily basis that don't have to do with the budget, that they have no problem passing. So this excuse that they can't do anything other than think about the budget is put to the test by their own actions. We have 10 bills on the Senate agenda today that don't have to do with the budget. So we can walk and chew gum at the same time. Something as important as reapportionment, which needs to get done now in order to be in place for next year. We should have action on it. We should have the conversation, stop the ducking and weaving that the Republicans have been doing, and let's get this to the floor as soon as possible.
Have your members continued to try and co-sponsor the governor's legislation? I know there's been about a half dozen. Have there been more attempts to submit puck slips?
I don't know whether there's been in the last couple of days. We certainly will double up our efforts. We've seen no indication of their yielding to our request to be multi-sponsors on the redistricting. But we will follow up again to make sure that that's still the case. I assume it is.
And there's a very big difference from last year to this year. This year we have a governor's program bill. We have the Speaker of the Assembly introducing that bill in his own name. And we have the Senate Republicans taking that bill and burying it in a file drawer without a single sponsor being allowed to be on it. So we have the momentum and the timing necessary this year to get this done. And we have all the other parties engaging in the conversation except Republicans in the Senate.
As I understand the rule, basically, if, what is it, a majority of the Republicans vote against allowing public hearing, then your effort will fail.
Well, let them go on the record that they're against opening to the public and having a hearing and having discussions. They've said it's a constitutional issue. They have never raised the constitutional issue. The last 20 years have not raised it, and now they're raising it. And a public hearing, bring in the constitutional experts, bring in other authorities on redistricting. I welcome the challenge.
If the shoe were on the other foot, would you guys be calling out as loudly and as persistently if you were the majority right now?
I think we would 100%. I've been here 14 years. I've advocated every year, including my 2 years in the majority, that there should be independent redistricting. We can't draw and pick our own voters. Someone else should do that.
And Senator Breslin answered it exactly right. He has been doing it. I've been doing it from the Assembly side as a member of the majority for 5 years. And we have a number of new members, including Senator Rivera and others, who have been screaming about this as loudly as we can for as long as we can. So many of us have been doing that.
We're going up to Senator Willis's office on the 4th floor to deliver a letter requesting a hearing of a petition signed by the Democratic members of the Rules Committee.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
You too.